First off, I want to take you back to earlier in your career. When you were the lead singer of the group Undercover. Tell me how you formed that group and how you guys got together and how that got you the deal with Tommy Boy.
Well, basically, man, I put together, so Casey and JoJo
Hmm.
and myself, we were in a group together early on, before they went on and did the JoJo thing. And so after they, you know, I decided to go, put a group together of my own, and we did a demo. And I knew this guy named Ty Ray. He was a producer, and he was based out of New York. And we did the demo and sent it up there to him, and he wants to come up because he had some connections with the labels and stuff like that, man. So we went to his house up in New York, man. We drove up there and got in his studio and recorded a demo, man. And he presented it to Atlantic Records, Tommy Boy, I think it was DreamWorks at the time, and all of them, gave us a meeting and one offered us a deal, and we took the one with Tommy Boy.
Hmm. Okay, cool. In terms of Casey and JoJo, I was reading that you're a cousin of them. What type of impact did they have on your career? Early on and throughout.
Well, I mean, I think what they Casey and JoJo did, man, was like really made it a reality that just based on the talent that I had, and just being a singer from the same place and the same time, that I could really do it in the music business on a professional level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so and it always it was really good for me, what I'm saying, to see them have the type of success that they had, man, us being the type of friends that we were. We were really close
Hmm.
growing up, man. And so, it really inspired me to want to be in the music business.
Yeah.
And 'cause I know that the sound that we brought to the business, man, like, there wasn't really nobody else out there like it doing what, the sound that we had.
Hmm. Cool. So now on your debut album, Country Boy, back in the late '90s on Universal, what do you remember most about recording that album? And do you remember what you were looking to accomplish with the album?
Well, I mean, I was looking to accomplish what anybody would their first album, man. I was hoping to have the same type of success that my friends had, and B&K and Joe, and that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? I got on the label, and they, that the support for the album per se just wasn't there. And so, at that particular time, by the time I got moved over to Universal, I first signed with Heavy D up at Uptown Records, and then
Hmm.
that label, they pulled the plug on that, and Universal Record, they kept whatever artists off of that label they wanted to, and then but Nelly was the big, he was the big dog over there right there. If your
Yeah.
name was Nelly, they wasn't really putting nothing into the project too much, man. So I
Yeah.
got kind of caught up into that, and it was disappointing,
Yeah.
but hey, it happened.
Yeah.
But that wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah. Okay. So, fast forward a few years to your second album, 2:35 p.m. I felt that was a very solid album. It got great reviews. I was wondering if you thought it might have been overlooked a little by fans, and do you feel it might have deserved more attention than it got?
I don't think it was overlooked by the fans. I think a lot of fans, I mean, they just didn't know it was there. The fans
Yeah.
that I had, they got the record. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, and I got the fans that from the first album. I mean, they got the record, and I got some new fans on that album. But it just wasn't, one of the albums that was just really promoted that well. And once again, I mean, they didn't put the record wasn't out there, so people couldn't get it. They weren't looking for it, and they just couldn't find it, man.
Hmm.
That's just the nature of being in the business, man. And when the majors, they're controlling what's out there and how it's out there.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. And then I know on the album you got a chance to work with people like the Underdogs, Raphael Sadiq. What was it like working with them?
The Underdogs, man, it was good. It was those guys that was hot at that particular time, and when you on the major labels and doing stuff like that, those are the type of producers that they look to pair you up with to try to get the same kind of sales that other artists that they had worked with.
Yeah.
You can get those same type of response. But it was good, man. I mean, it was a good experience. Those guys, man. Those good producers and stuff like that. Raphael Sadiq, man. I wrote some stuff for him on his Business album and
Yeah.
recorded some stuff for him, and he's a great writer and a great producer. So I learned a lot from him, man. And and formed a cool relationship.
Cool. You know, when it comes to your music, I often hear from fans the term underrated used pretty often to describe you. You know, how do you respond to that?
I mean, I just think it's underpromoted, man. I don't know if it's, you know what I'm saying, like people underrate what I
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
The people that know about what I do, I mean, it is what it is. But you know, like I said, it's all about promotions, man. If you don't, you know, people don't know about you. You know what I mean? If you got a product out there, if they don't know about it, man, you know, you're not gonna be able to sell it. You know,
Hmm.
um, I hear people they tell me that all the time, like you know, people sleep on you and they this and that and the other. But you know, if they don't know, they just don't know.
Yeah. No, that's true. Very good point. You know, as a fan, I've always wondered about the collaboration you had with Angie Stone, More Than a Woman, and you know, eventually she recorded a new version with Joe. I always wonder, you know, why that happened. You know, you have any? Can you shed some light on that?
Yeah, you know, when I did More Than a Woman, it was I did that song originally by myself. When it came out on my 2:35 p.m. album, that was the original version.
Hmm.
But before I put it out, Angie had heard it because I was with Universal at that particular time, working on my second album, and we decided not to do that album over there. And she wanted to put it on her album, and uh, you know, so we pulled a verse or two, that pulled a verse down, and she got on it and just you know did her vocals, but you know, and then I started working with her. And, you know, the business with me and her kind of went to the left by the time that they got ready. Clive wanted to put that song out as the second single.
Oh, okay.
And so, you know, she wanted to take me off of it, you know,
Oh,
which,
okay.
you know, at the end of the day, didn't matter much, you know what I'm saying? Because it's still on the album
Yeah.
with me on it. It was still on the album. And plus, um, you know, I was the writer of the song, you know what I'm saying? One of the writers and stuff, man. So, it didn't, you know, business-wise, it didn't really affect me, but, you know, that's what women sometimes, you know, that you know, let women let their emotions take over the business side of it, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what happens basically.
Okay, cool. You know, it took nearly 5 years for you to, you know, to release your third album, When Love Comes, in 2009. You know, what were you, you know, doing between the second and third album in that time period?
Man, to be honest, I kept on making music, and you know, I bought a studio, and but you know, that basically, man, I had some friends and stuff that was, you know, producers, you know, just we was hanging out, man, in that studio. It was a big, I don't know, you could say party house, man. So we just party and bullshit, but we kept on making records, just kept on making records, kept on making records, man. And,
Yeah.
in the meantime, man, and because that's just what I love to do, man. That's just what I know to do, and you know.
Hmm.
Eventually, time came when you know, I was approached to do another album, and you know, I went on with it.
Yeah.
Got back in the game.
Okay, cool. You know, talk to me about this tribute album you recorded, Facts of Life, the soul of Bobby Womack. You know, how were you chosen to record that, and you know, what did it mean to you?
Well, when I came with When Love Comes, the same guy, Ron McGrath, he had reached out and asked me to do that particular album and stuff. And Shanakey over there, they are known for doing, you know, remakes or cover albums that get other artists that had a fan base out there, whatever, to come in and record an album of cover tunes. And so, first album I did with them was an original, and then
Hmm.
you know they approached me about doing the second album, about the Womack tribute. You know, in the beginning I was a little reluctant to doing that, man, because you know Bobby Womack was such a great singer-songwriter as far as I was concerned. But anyway, I thought about it, you know what I'm saying, and Bobby was one of those people that was just kind of always underrated as far as I was concerned. A lot of people, he didn't get the just due that he deserved for being a singer-songwriter. And so, you know, I grew up listening to Bobby Womack. On my very first album, I redid a song on Country Boy called I Wish You Didn't Trust Me So Much.
Hmm.
So, you know, then 10 years later, you know, I got the opportunity to redo an entire album, man. Like, it was a no-brainer for me.
Yeah. Cool. And you know, have you had a chance to talk with Bobby about the album, and you know, how did he like it?
I mean, I haven't had a chance to talk to him about it, but you know, he reached out to the label, and you know, he gave his consent on it. Say, you know, he was blown away by it when he heard it, and I
Hmm.
seen right up in another interview that he did, and you know, he was talking about, you know, the job that I done on, you know, remaking the music, and you know how impressed he was, and you know, he felt I was a great singer, and you know, because I did my own thing with his songs, and he was very impressed. So you know, that was enough for me. You know what I mean? But then I got to go further than that. I got the Grammy nomination for that, man. So you know, that means I must have did something right.
Yeah. Cool. Very nice. And then you know, also in 2009, you contributed to writing of Charlie Wilson's, hit song "There Goes My Baby." Tell me about how that song came together.
Well, basically, that song wasn't for Charlie. I wrote that song with Babyface for my own album that was gonna, my third album that was supposed to be released on Hollywood Records. And
Hmm.
so we did it for that. And before that album came out, man, they decided, for whatever reason, that they wasn't gonna put that second album out on Hollywood Records. So it was just sitting there, and you know, um, the producer, the guy that worked with Babyface on the record, as far as producing, he played it for Charlie when Charlie was looking for songs for his album, and
Yeah.
so the story goes, Charlie heard it, and he loved it, and it was easy enough to make it happen. So he did it, and the record became a #1 hit, which we all knew when I recorded the record and wrote it that it was gonna be that we felt like it had the hit potential.
Hmm. I mean,
And
being
that just solidified it.
yeah, and being that it was meant for your album, and then you made the hit for someone else. Do you have any reservations, or do you wish you could have had it back? Anything like that?
Nah, I don't really have no reservation about it because it's like this right here. Charlie Wilson is Charlie Wilson. Who knows if I had put that album out? Put that song out with when I came out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the #1 thing was for record. As far as I'm concerned, I've done a number of hit records. But if it don't have the right support behind it, you know what I mean? And that record ain't got the right machine by it, it's not gonna hit the way that record, that it hit for Charlie. It could have not been had the same impact.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Now tell me, you released your fifth album, America's Most Wanted, last year. How happy were you with how the album was received by your fans?
I'm completely happy with it. After coming off of the Facts of Life album, man, with all the songs that I chose to do, that Bobby Womack had, they were all great songs. He's a great writer, the melody, everything. So I just wanted people to, not to get lost in the fact that, okay, like I was singing Bobby's stuff, and it's great. He's a great writer and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm a writer. You know what I mean? I do the same as well. So I just wanted to put me back out there. You know what I mean? That people understand coming behind that this album. I'm that type of quality writer myself, and I'm nominated for another Grammy off of this one. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I just wanted to solidify that, man, with my fans and let them understand, which they knew all the time anyhow, man, that the quality of work that I do,
Mhm.
and they really embracing the record.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. So tell me, you mentioned Grammy nomination. What does it mean to you, to be nominated for another Grammy?
Well, it just, what I'm saying, to be recognized, man, by your peers, even on that level, man. The Grammys is what everybody want to do, like Soul
Mhm.
and all the other stuff. That's good, amongst our people. But this right here, the Grammys that's the big ones. And so, just be recognized on that level, man, like, and after being slept on, in the world's mind, for so long, and then, all of a sudden, after 2 years back to back, what I'm saying, we're talking, 3 Grammy nominations, man. That's quite an accomplishment for me.
Yeah. Cool. So what do you have? What are your plans for the future? What do you got lined up in terms of music, in terms of a new album? Take me through that.
I'm gonna keep making records, man. Keep putting them out. Try to keep some good music in the air, man. While people are, starting to pay it more attention now, and I figured, what I'm saying, it's a great time to be putting music out, man. What I'm saying, so people be a little bit more receptive to it. The people that would have came to it early on or before now, they're more apt to just go out and say, I want to check out this new Richardson album or whatever. So that's what I do. So that's what I'm gonna continue to do, man. And try to help somebody else out there, man, that they have the same type of goals and the same quality
Yeah.
of music that I do.
Cool. If I can get you to give me, who are some of your favorite singers out right now? Who are you listening to when you have your free time?
To be honest about it, man, I'm not really listening to too many people. I stay so busy and stuff, man. So I just stay in my own lane, man. Still listen to the old school guys, man. You know, and so so I don't really get jaded by what's going on, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, about it.
Okay. One last question for you. There's a song I heard by you called "Do It All," and I've also heard the same song by Donnell Jones. I was just hoping you could give me some feedback or let me know where that one came from.
Yeah, that was just a demo, man. Actually, when I heard it, Donnell Jones had demos directed, and the producer said when I was working on the album, on Hollywood, that second album that I would have released off of Hollywood, which would have been my third album.
Hmm.
They brought that record in. They thought it would be a good record to add to what I was doing. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Cool.
it's basically like I said, it was a demo, man. So hey,
Yeah. All right. Cool. That's all the questions I had. Is there anything you'd like to add?
nah, man, that's it for me.
Okay. Cool, man. Appreciate your time, and I'm just continuing to support you, and I wish you best of luck in the future, man.
I appreciate it, bro.
All right. No
Thanks.
problem. Take care.